Now, if you've got any forms open at the moment which are related to any of the grading strings, feel free to just shut them down. There may be a point where at some point you need to make changes to your grading string that you've created. Now, if we've already created the grading string, we can't simply go back to create grading and select the polyline, because we're actually going to generate a brand new grading string on top of one that's already been created there already. So we don't really want to be undertaking that process. What we need to do is go to the grading pull down and select edit grading instead. What we'd then do is either do one of two things. Left click close to the polyline which is being used for your grading string. Now, if you're not too sure where that is, you don't have to click directly on top. You can click within the proximity of the polyline, say for example here or here, and the software will automatically pick it up for you. If you've got multiple strings within that particular region, it will prompt you for the grading string that you want to use. However, you can also simply press enter or right click on your mouse and it will prompt you for your grading string from a list. So this is all available alignments within the project. This list will become quite extensive as we go through the design of this particular project. So for the time being, we've got the 3 alignments. We're going to check GR building platform and click OK. The form that pops up is identical to the form that popped up when we created our initial grading string. So we could go ahead and make any changes that we want within the form. One of the first things we might want to do is to make a change to the polylines. Let's just quickly see how we can do that. So on the form, there is a move option. If you go ahead and click on that button, you should see that you've got now a rubber band which is originating from the origin of chain 0, or the start of our polyline. If we left click somewhere to the left hand side, you'll see that as soon as we do that, the polyline is actually moved, and with that the grading string is regenerated. We're going to click on the move button again. Conveniently, we have actually got the origin of the polyline where it was originally found marked with the end of this polyline here, so you can use your object snaps simply to snap back on. We've also got the option of rotating. So if you do find yourself in a position where you need to actually rotate the entire polyline, you can use the rotate option if you wish. Now, because this is a polyline, it's actually subject to the CAD tools that you have within your platform. So I'm actually going to close down the grading string form and going to find the move command. So I'm going to click on move and simply select the polyline that's in the drawing. And this is exactly the same, this operates in exactly the same way you would normally run the move command. Go to press enter, that I've selected it, say where I'd like the base point to be, which in this case could be anywhere, and I'm simply going to move to a new location. You can see exactly the same process happens. I'm going to repeat the command, select the polyline, press enter, and move it back to its original location. So you've got the power of being able to move that particular polyline if you wish. Now, if for whatever reason you've deleted the polyline, invariably you've got nothing to select. So if you find yourself in a position where you have deleted the polyline, the software can regenerate it for you. In this case, it would regenerate it back onto the current layer. You can do that via a command found also on the grading panel pull down called select grading. This is actually a convenient way of actually highlighting and selecting the polyline if you can't find it and regenerating it. Click on select grading. Now in this example, we'll pretend that we, for whatever reason, deleted the polyline. We can press enter, select building platform, and then click OK. It will automatically redraw it if it isn't there. In this case, it's highlighted it as well. This also generates grips for us. So if you want to, you can actually grip edit the polyline. So I'm going to select one of the grips, move the grip away, and as you can see there, as I do that, the grading string is being recreated as I'm moving it around. I'm going to press escape to deselect the polyline. So you should never find yourself in a position where the grading string will not operate because the polyline has been deleted. What will normally happen is that the current layer that's being used will be used to redraw the polyline for you. The last option within here in the grading pull down is delete grading. When we select delete grading, we're prompted to delete any of the grading strings that we want to remove. This will not remove the polyline from the drawing. This will simply remove the grading string from the project. Lastly, the surface itself. When we go back to edit grading and select the grading string, for example, in this case, the building platform, when we have already created a surface for a grading string, you'll note that as soon as we check no surface creation, the software is not able to now delete it. The grading string form will not delete a surface if you've already created one, and we actually prompt you to go into Surface Manager and delete the surface there. So if you no longer want a surface, you need to check that box first of all, then go to Surface Manager, and in this case we'll go up here now, find the surface we want to remove, and then in this case we won't be doing this, but we would be clicking on the delete current surface button, which will remove the surface. If you decide you do want the surface back again, then it's a simple case of going back to the grading form, making sure that that box is unchecked, and the software will simply create another surface for you.